Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Confessions of a Paper Addict's 25 days of cut files. Sorry, 20 days of cut files. It's not 25, it's 20, but you do get 25% off if you go over and purchase anything from the Etsy shop. The link to the Etsy shop is down below in my description box if you are interested in getting any cut files. So what I'm doing here is I have this piece of paper and I decided I want that string of lights on the green, but I don't want the whole background green. So I basically cut it probably a third of the way down, maybe a little bit more than a third, very much like yesterday's video, only instead of having it sideways, I have it, or instead of having the papers, that thin paper going vertically, it's going horizontally across the layout. And again, I am using that same punch I used yesterday from X-Cut, but instead of using the scalloped edge, I am using the remnant piece, and I really like that as well. It's the offcut of the scallop, and I am using this paper. It is called Yuletide from My Mind's Eye, and it has a lot of glitter on it. And when I say a lot of glitter, the glitter falls off, which I'm not completely thrilled about, but I have 25 sheets of this. Well, okay, I don't have 25. I gave my mom a bunch of sheets of it, but I have, probably 15 sheets of it. And so it does need to be used, and I don't want to waste it, but the glitter does fall off. So I am just going to go with it. And I do have to use my liquid glue to hold the green paper on, because the back side of the green has glitter on it, and the paper that I'm sticking it to has glitter on it. And so the tape runner just does not hold well enough. Now I am going to back this cut file with you on screen just because it is a very simple one to back, and I know sometimes people don't know how to back a cut file, and so this one is not super time consuming. I'm just going to do some of it for you. Basically, I'm tracing the inside of the circles, and I already traced the inside of the stars on that gold paper, and I am just going to cut around the outside of my traced marks. You can trace the inside or the outside, it doesn't matter. In this case, the inside was easier because I didn't have to fuss with the little piece that's at the top of each one of those circles. I could just trace the inside and cut just slightly larger, and that makes it really, really easy to back. And given that there are no pieces that are touching each other, it makes it even easier, because sometimes when you're backing a cut file and you have several little openings that you've got to back that are next to each other, you are kind of stuck only tracing the inside when you get the rest of them full. I don't know. Sometimes it's just easier. So hopefully that made sense. I don't know if it made sense, but hopefully it did. Anyway, this is a really simple one to back. The other thing that makes this one really simple to back is those little tiny, tiny, tiny holes. I know a lot of people probably would have just ignored them, but I did not ignore them. I pulled out this kind of copper looking glitter paper, and the glitter on this copper paper, it does not come off. So it was a good paper to use. Otherwise it'd be really hard to get it to stay stuck on a cut file. But what I do is I just use my hole punch. So if you've got punches that are the size of the holes that you are trying to fill, you can certainly use those. If I had a small star punch, I probably would have used that, but I didn't have one handy. I do own one, but it wasn't handy. It was at my mom's house and it was late at night. So I didn't try and use the punch for that because I didn't want to go get it. Call me lazy. And then I use the hole punch for all of the little tiny circles, and you're going to see that happen very shortly. It's really nice because you don't have to cut anything, you don't have to measure anything, and only the littlest, tiniest amount shows. It's just, you just get a little peek of it, but it does make a difference. All of those little tiny details make a huge difference, and it's worth the time and the effort to put into it, because this page is going in my album and it's going to be there forever. Well, forever as long as I know. And you might as well put your best foot forward and take the time to punch those holes and just stick them on there, even though it's not like a major impact. So you definitely could cut a corner or You could do something else, like even put a sequin on top of each one of those little circles and leave that. But this is what I chose to do. So hopefully it looks good in the end. So I'm really liking the way it's coming together when I flip it over. And I'm just about done here backing it. Hopefully you stuck with me through that, because I know that's like half of my video is backing this cut file. But I know a lot of people don't have machines or don't back cut files or don't use cut files. So in case, they wanted to see what that was like, I wanted to make sure that I covered that at least in one of my videos. So it looks like I had missed cutting a couple of them, and so I just had to go and punch a couple of extras. Just making sure the holes are open on those little tiny ones, and you can see that copper color. And I really like the way that it's looking. It's really pretty, has a really elegant look to it, and actually this whole layout has kind of an elegant look to it. Our topic for today is lights, and so this cut file is actually called String the Lights, I believe, and that was why I chose it. It's a very simple one, but it's got a big impact, like I said. And I have this photo of the tree up close, and I know I'm using a lot of single photos at this time, like during this series, but I am kind of telling these stories that don't require a lot of photos. I might even have pocket pages of the photos of us opening presents Christmas morning and that kind of stuff. But for this particular case, I'm actually telling the story about how as a kid, we would go get our Christmas tree. Sometimes we'd cut it down. Sometimes we would purchase it at a local lot. But when we got home, it was always a mad rush, like to get the thing in the house and in the stand and get the lights on, because I know I would always be sitting there wondering, when can I put the ornaments on, Mommy? When can I put the ornaments on? And it was always after the lights. You have to wait till we get the lights on, and then you can do the ornaments. And so I'm just basically telling the story about how I was always very impatient for my parents to get those lights on so that I could start putting ornaments on and decorating the tree as a little girl. And that's just kind of the story I wanted to tell. It's a story from my childhood. Now, the tree is not from my childhood. It's actually from my kids' childhood, but it doesn't have to be from my childhood to kind of cover that story. And I think those stories are important, even though it's just a little glimpse into what I was like as a little kid, because it's interesting to your family or your kids or your grandkids to know little snippets about you. And it's kind of fun to see if you have anything in common with your own kids or your own grandkids. Were they impatient too? That kind of a thing. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you. The ephemera pack that I am using is from Kaisercraft, and it is, I don't actually know the name of it. It's an older package. It was probably out the same year as the one that had the purple nutcracker, or right around in that time frame. And if I can find the name of it, I will definitely put it in the description box down below, but I'm not sure that I can. So I don't even know if I should still have the packaging from that actual ephemera, so I might be able to find that for you. So I will try to remember to do that for you. So I am just kind of going with three ephemera, three embellishment areas. So I've got the one at the top with the gold. And, the cut file does a lot of the work for me, so I don't have to do a lot up there. And then I'm going to, the piece that I cut off of that gold circle up at the top, I'm going to tuck that in just at the top of the photo. So I thought I was going to put it there at the end of where I'm going to add the journaling, but no, I'm going to put it right at the top of the photo. And then I'm going to put this other little saying, I think it says peace, joy, love, or something to that effect. And I believe the one at the top says Merry Christmas, if I remember correctly. Okay, love, peace, joy. I had it backwards. And then I am keeping the majority of the embellishments to the bottom right of the photograph, just so that I can draw more attention to my journaling, because actually this layout is more about the journaling than about the photo. So I am adding some silver enamel dots. Those are from Gina Marie Designs, and I'm loving that. I do have to add a little bit of glue behind them unless they're on a glossy photo. They stick perfectly there, but they don't stick perfectly on my paper, so I always just add a little bit of glue, but I don't mind taking the time because they are so inexpensive. So I can include a link to her store down below as well. So that is pretty much going to do it for this layout. I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling, and then the close-ups will be up in just a moment. Don't forget to check out everyone else who is playing along today with Confessions of a Paper Addict. All of the links are in the description box down below for you. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking with me. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that you're enjoying this series. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.